If you're anything like me, then you've probably got one thing on your mind at the moment as we move towards the launch dates of FIFA 18 and Football Manager 18 and that other football game that some people still play, but apparently not on YouTube. That one thing is, what's the best football game of all time and how will these new ones compare to those best games? Now, me being me and having a love of spreadsheets and a love of research and a love of compiling those two things together, I googled best football game of all time and took all of the lists and I've amalgamated them into a video game critics version of the best football games of all time. I'm going to share the top 10 of that list with you now, but it doesn't end here. The most important thing, if you don't even go any further than this in this video, the most important thing for you to do is to head down into the description where I'm asking you for your thoughts on the best football game of all time, and I'm going to compile that list. I'm going to go and play them all. I'm going to make videos on them all. And then I'm going to come back to you a few weeks down the line and show you your best football games of all time. But before we get into that, let's have a look at what the video game critics think. And it starts off with a shock. That's the one I play. Football Manager 2017 is apparently only the 10th best football game of all time based on these top 10s, top 20s that I found from all these different websites. I've put links to the ones that I used down in the description as well. But Football Manager 2017, the game I play every day, the game this channel is built upon, apparently is only the 10th best football game there has ever been. I'm quite surprised by that. Number 9 on the list is Actua Soccer, which I don't ever remember playing. I never had a PS1, so unless this came out on something else as well, I probably never played it. But if it ends up in your top 10, I'm certainly going to have to go and play it and make a video on it. So if it's something you want me to play, make sure you vote for it in the thing that's down in the description. But I don't really remember anything about it at all, other than the fact that I think there was a big deal about it at the time being the first one that was 3D or something along those lines. This one I do remember. I didn't have it on the Amiga. I think I probably got it a year or two later on the PC, or maybe in the Mega Drive. I'll have to look at what else this was on. But Sensible Soccer, what a game. Don't need to say anything more about Sensible Soccer, other than the fact how is it only number 8 in the list. But Sensible Soccer, that's a good football game. Number 7, I've already made a video of this one on the channel. It's the original football game from 1982 on the Spectrum. There's a link to the video I've already made on this down in the description as well. So if you want a little bit more on Football Manager from 1982, the year I was born, then you can have a look at that down in the description. But for its time, pretty groundbreaking, and I guess created this whole world that I now inhabit and make my living off of. So thanks very much, Kevin Toms and Cool Beard. Number 6 on the list, I do remember this one, Pro Evolution Soccer 6. Now, there's 4 and 5 were also on the list somewhere, so I think if they'd have all agreed on the same one, 6 would have ended up a little bit higher. But Pro Evolution Soccer 6 was the best Pro Evolution game, I think. Came out in 2006. I had it on the Xbox 360. I'm so impressed that on the cover of the PS2 version that I've got there, it says, with net play. I mean, that was a big selling point back then, but I had this on the Xbox 360. It was very, very cool, if for no other reason than the fact that John Terry looks about 9 on the box, which is awesome. This one surprised me a little bit. Now, I did play the face off of this back when it first came out about 5 years ago. I would run my phone battery down long before the days of Pokemon Go causing my phone battery to run down. But New Star Soccer on mobile, I think it's iOS, Android. It's out on Steam as well now, I think. It was brilliant of its time. I've not touched it for 4 years, unless it's had some major updates. I really don't want to have to play this one again, so don't vote for it. Cheers. Number 4, another one I've never played, on the Amiga from 1990. It's Kickoff 2, and the box art has been done in pencil crayon by the looks of it, and that's reason enough for me to hunt it out and play this one. So if you remember Kickoff 2, tell me all about it down in the comments, and I would like to go and play this one at some point, regardless of whether it gets voted for or not. Number 3... this is another one that people make a big fuss about now, isn't it? FIFA 17 is only the 3rd best football game of all time. As you probably know, it came out last year. It's available on PC, PS4, Xbox One. The new one's going to have to go some to get higher up in that top 3 than FIFA 17 has. And as you'll know from my recent video from my trip to Insomnia, I am already unbeaten on FIFA 18, and I think I've decided I'm going to stay that way throughout the life of FIFA 18. But FIFA 17, the 3rd best football game of all time, the 2nd best one of all time. This is a bit more like it. This is in my wheelhouse. Got to make a video on this at some point anyway. Championship Manager 0102 from 2001 on the PC. Goodness me, did I lose some time to this game, and chances are if you watch this channel, you probably did as well. And if you never did play it, then you need to go and play it now. I think you can get it for free, and even play it on the website of some company. I might look that up and put that in the description as well. Goodness me, this is going to be a long description. And then let's have a drum roll. No? The best football game of all time, according to video game critic folk from these amalgamated lists that I've used for this video, is Sensible World of Soccer from 1994 on the Amiga. Again, I think I had a PC version probably a year or two later. It was absolutely brilliant. It combined everything I loved about playing football games and football management stuff. In fact, I remember playing through seasons of this, just skipping the games and just doing the management stuff, and then I'd play the game multiplayer with my brother, and it was just absolutely superb. Takes some beating, but is it just there for a little bit of nostalgia? Is it really better than FIFA 17 or Football Manager 17? Let me know down in the comments, and let me know by going to lollujo.fm/goat, where you can have your say on the greatest of all time. We want to know what the best football game of all time is. You can vote for your top 5, and if there's any that I've missed out of my list that I'm letting you choose from, you can add that in the comments section on the survey, or in the comments of this video as well. And I'll leave this survey open for a week or two to give everyone a chance to have their say, and then I'm going to start doing a series of countdowns. We'll start with the 10th best of all time. We'll do a video of me playing it on the channel, and over the course of a couple of weeks we'll count down the top 10 and discover what your best football game of all time is. If you've enjoyed this video, please make sure you pop a thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more stuff like this, and just more football gaming stuff in general. And thank you very much for watching.